lockdown happened, my other work, which was business coaching, that fell off a cliff. My biggest client were the Little Gym, and I always loved them. They were bright, they were inclusive, they were friendly, and we decided to jump ship and go to ownership. The Little Gym is really a developmental children's setting, and we use gymnastics as the medium through which to develop the children. It's a non-competitive space, which appeals very much to me. No sense of, well, these kids will go to squad or these ones will stay behind. We're small class sizes, we're high ratios of teachers to kids. So we can keep a really close eye on where they're at skills-wise. My absolute favourite thing about the job is nurturing those kids. I know all the kids' names here. We have nearly 250 members now. I don't know all the adults' names. I love that side of the job, and I love that I retain most of my young team. I love seeing them developing people from within. We set the business up while I was still living in London, which was, in hindsight, a really stupid thing to do, and I wouldn't recommend it. We were waiting for a place to come up in a local school for both kids, and juggling the whole business ownership with young family, remote work a lot of the time as well, which has not been ideal. But I've landed now, and it feels so good to be here. I don't miss London at all. I can walk into town, that village sort of feel, that you're a stone's throw from the city. And with my kids, on that cusp of secondary school, it feels like she could walk into town and I could be on the phone to somebody because it's such a bowl and go, anybody see my daughter? And just keep tabs on them without being like super kind of helicopter parents. You don't really get that in London. I think you become a lot more protective, and I feel like it's going to give us that freedom as a family. I had a very challenging journey to motherhood and struggled with my mental health after having my daughter in quite a dramatic way. Struggled with the bond with her for about a year. So when that finally came, I felt such a sense of gratitude for that love that was there, just hidden by mental illness. Stick with it, it gets better and it becomes more fun, and I hope that this is a space that people can come to and just turn up exactly how they're feeling and feel authentic, because so much energy, I think, as new mums particularly, is put into that mask. And it's called, I'm from a mental health background. I worked in mental health and in perinatal mental health before I started this venture. And postnatal depression is called the smiling disease, and you can see why, because you're in this place of comparison. You think you have to be pretending that you're loving it all the time. We're starting to do stuff particularly for parents who might be struggling, and I actually have kept those two things very separate, but I want them to align now. It feels very purposeful to me. It feels kind of weird that those two things haven't aligned. It's such a big part of who I am. I'm really pleased as we move forward that we've got plans in place to make this a space, not just a gymnastic setting, but a community setting for people who might be finding fatherhood tricky.